resourcing tomorrow with Ingo Hofmaier, the CFO
Yes.
of LifeZone Metals, listed on the New York Stock Exchange.
Correct.
The ticker LZM. Well, it's nice to meet you for the first time. How are things?
Yeah, good. We had a very good year, lots of progress. We released our feasibility study in July this year.
Okay.
Positive outcome. It was a long time in the making. It's the first public financial study about the Kabanga Nickel project in Tanzania.
Okay, yeah.
The Kabanga Nickel project is one of the highest grade copper, cobalt and nickel deposits on the planet. I would say it's the highest grade nickel deposit that will go into production in the next couple of years. The nickel market has not been easy. It's a little bit of survival of the fittest. So you need to have a cost base that is significantly lower than the projects in Indonesia. We can show that. We are very confident we can achieve this. And this is really ultimate our differentiator.
So your feasibility study, what are the key highlights from it then?
So we acquired the project a couple of years ago from Glencore and from Barrick.
Right.
They have already invested $300 million into the project, so there was a lot of data, a lot of good exploration information available. We build on that.
But it was just not for them, or?
They sold it because Barrick was in Tanzania as a gold mining company, and their focus was on gold, so they were not quite interested. And Glencore went through a phase where they didn't really sign off greenfield studies as well. So it always had a positive feasibility study. Glencore finished one in 2014, but because of the slump in commodity prices, then they didn't get around to go into a development decision. And very importantly, 15 years ago, the area around our project looked very different. You could say it was infrastructure constrained. The Tanzanian government, with funding that they raised from abroad, they upgraded, and they're still upgrading their road and railway networks, which we will be a big benefit from. They also put power on site, so we have now an electricity transmission line going to our site. So there have been a lot of good enablers that were just not there 15 years ago.
Sure, okay. So some of the key highlights then from the economic side of the project, because you're right, sorting out the kind of wheat from the chaff has been very much the case in nickel projects. A lot of them have just had to go by the wayside. So what's making yours match up?
So in terms of first and most important thing is the grade and the size. So our mine plan has 18 years, and it's underpinned by a well understood reserve. We will produce more than 60,000 tons of nickel in concentrate, plus byproducts that we will also get paid for, so they're commercially viable. The project will cost capex-wise around $950 million. We are currently in the middle of a project financing exercise. We also started our operational and kind of construction readiness activities, early stage and so on. We have funded that post the release of the feasibility study. And the feasibility study at conservative consensus prices is around $1.6 billion NPV. And has a 23.3% internal rate of return.
Right, so the metrics are looking quite nice there. So you've already started some of the pre-construction, so you're going for this?
I mean, for us, this is going to happen. The Tanzanian government, we are partnering with the Tanzanian government. They want this to happen. So we all are fully permitted, which is very important. So we have a special mining license for the life of the mine. We have an environmental and social management plan. We have all the permits that we need now and in the near future. So I think this is also quite important to understand. And we are confident that we can raise the development capital.
Why? What makes you confident you can raise the development capital?
The economics stack up, and the grade is there. I mean, grade is king always, but grade is even more important if the rest of the industry is struggling. And it's very easy to show that our project is more cost competitive than Indonesian competition.
And have you got interest already then? Do you know how the financing could look? Equity there?
We have a very, very good understanding. So it will be a classic multi-source project financing. Underpinned either by equipment financing, so export credit, or by offtake financing. And the mix is coming together nicely. It's around 60% of our capital needs will come from debt, and around 40% of the capital needs will come from equity.
Okay. And is it fully yours, or is it a percentage you have of the project? Is it?
So we are the operator, we manage it, we have the majority stake. The government has, at the local level, kind of a free carried stake. But it's a minority interest. They have two people on the local board. They're not funding their stake, that's quite important, but we are taking care of that. And there is a framework agreement in place, and what's called an equitable sharing arrangement, so to say, which means you share the economic benefits equitable with the government, and the government gets their share through royalties, income tax, dividends, etc. So all of this counts in.
Well, it sounds like it's all there, ready to go, effectively. I know you've got your technology side as well, but is the project, the mining project, the nickel project, is that where you're really going to be putting all your effort?
We have a technology business. It's hydromet technology, so it's not pyromet, it's not smelting. We are also thinking of using the technology in Tanzania. The feasibility study is only a mine and a concentrator. It doesn't need any downstream processing. If the economic environment improves, it might well be together with the government that we're also building a downstream facility and beneficiation plant.
There's no restrictions there with beneficiation, because we've heard that some African...
Exactly, we have discussed this with the government.
Good.
And we are looking to apply the technology, so the hydromet technology, also to other projects. So we're in discussions, we're doing flow sheet testing for other companies, we're doing med test, so we're doing test work for them, but we're also looking at projects where we can apply it. We have a partnership with Glencore to recycle autocatalytic converters in the US, so it's a recycling project, but the technology is the common denominator here.
Okay, so that's almost, is that fair to say it's almost like an add-on or a sort of a bonus?
It's an additional value addition to the whole story, absolutely.
So what are you doing here at the show then, if you don't need to raise, or you are raising?
So we're in the middle of negotiations on various fronts. So we are negotiating offtake agreements currently. We're negotiating the debt package. There's also negotiations with governments, of course, and there's a strategic investment process also going on. So the conference is important simply to interface with media like you, to meet existing investors and new investors, really more focused on the listed company. Good. So let's say, what's your roadmap looking like then, let's say for 2026? If you come back here in a year's time. 2025 was already a big year. 2026 is going to be an even bigger year in a sense. So we are currently hiring people. We are kind of preparing early work packages for the implementation in the country. But the really big milestone ultimately is going to be that in mid next year we want to get the project financing over the line, and then ultimately have the final investment decision. That means that construction then can start. There's a lot of little steps up to that point. There might be announcement with regards to the US government, there might be announcement to strategic investors coming in, there might be announcement on offtake financing, etc. Also there is a couple of elements that we're still working on with the Tanzanian governments to get the investment over the line. So lots of little steps, but important ones.
But generally, on all those little steps, then, are you fairly confident you've got a handle of them all? You can hit them all off?
We have a very good team. So we are well resourced. We are, of course, hiring more people. I think with the Tanzanian government, we have a good partner. They're doing the right things with regards to infrastructure investments. But projects of this size are never easy. There's lots of risks. I mean, even big mining companies often have cost overruns and time delays. So you need to kind of anticipate all risks along the line. There's never a guarantee, but you need to be paranoid about what to do and try to get this right. I think we have a very, very good corporate culture in terms of the people have we try to anticipate what can go wrong, and ultimately that planning element is really critical at this stage.
Well, Ingo Hofmaier, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.